Aquí Estamos, Our American Story, is largely based around the immigrant experience. We're talking about the experience as the journey through the immigrant experience. So, from experiencing hardship and strife in your homeland and to immigrating to America and coming to find out that maybe life in America is not as golden as we are raised to believe. Many of us come from families of immigrants or are first generations ourselves, and so it's a really special opportunity to get to tell the stories of our parents, of our upbringings, of ourselves, and share that on such a huge stage like ACDA. For this set, we have a really just amazing opportunity to tell our own stories.
When I heard about the set being an immigrant story, I was thrilled about it. Being an immigrant daughter myself, a sibling of an immigrant also. My family has sacrificed a lot to be here in the States, and to a certain extent, I will never truly understand what their sacrifice has been. And so this set personally is my way of being able to give back to them what they have given all their lives.
All the songs, the repertoires that we picked, it's so personal to me because it's the stories of my parents, it's the stories of the parents of my colleagues, and it's my story too. I can connect to it in a way where sometimes it's too much, where I can start to cry. So for me, this is something that I think needs to be heard. At the beginning, there was a little bit of hesitation because it's very personal. You know, it's a place of vulnerability, and I don't try to talk about it a lot because it moves me to cry or to feel, you know, like to relive it. And so I thought maybe this was going to be a challenge to stand in front of everybody and sing and be so vulnerable. But I think it's important. I think it's important to bring this awareness because I am not the only person that has gone through this. There are so many of my peers that have lost parents. And so when I was approached about this, I thought this was important. I had heard another piece about immigration. In this piece, it was talking about raids and stuff, but for me, it wasn't like that. These people came to knock at my door, and they took my father in front of our eyes. So I knew there was different stories, different aspects of this all. So I think all of those things should be explored. And I've realized that it's important to tell your stories because you give hope to others. You let them know that it is possible to still keep going, to have hope, and to one day be reunited.
So, Sin Una Despedida is built like a conversation around Aldi, who's voiced by the sopranos and altos, and her father being voiced by the tenors and basses. Listening to Aldi's story really overwhelmed me with tension, and that tension inspired me to play with the idea of tension and release throughout the music. And I really wanted to highlight the feeling of instability and the wave of questions that was running through their minds, both her and her father, knowing that their family's going to be separated soon. I approach the rhythm to feel like it's overlapping, you know, like thoughts are catching up with each other. So they go from realizing what's about to happen to them both individually having a bunch of questions asking why God, to then finally have a conversation through a window together that's inspired by a moment that they had in a detention center where her father was held. My soul was connected to this set from the second they approached me for this commission because I come from a lineage of immigrants. You know, my grandpa immigrated from China to Honduras, and my parents came from Honduras to America. So, you know, it's thanks to these journeys that I even have this opportunity to write a song like this.
So to put together an entire set of the stories and lives of the people in SNS and the families that they come from is so special. And presenting that at a stage as large as ACDA is so rare. We want to grow and support and foster an environment where all these stories and all these people are valued, and and it's not just one type of story that we're singing over and over again.